This is a video doing basic annual maintenance on the Mercury 4-strokes. This one is a 15 horsepower 4-stroke. I have the engine mounted on a movable platform, bought off eBay very cheaply, about 20-30 bucks. At the bottom here is the earmuffs which go on the engine. Look at the lower unit of the engine. This is your flushing port where the earmuffs go around it. This is where the water goes into the engine intakes and it cools the engine out. Moving back, we first take the lid of the engine. And that's what the engine looks like with its cover completely removed. This is a tachometer. Shows basically the engine RPM. It's a cheap Chinese thing bought off eBay. All it takes is one wire and a couple of small batteries, watch batteries. And this is how it's fixed. Now moving back, I put the earmuffs on the engine. So you basically slide the earmuffs on the engine and they slide into position over the exhaust ports. Make sure both of them are covered nicely. Take the fuel tank, position it. Flip open the engine fuel covers. Slide the fuel hose. Until it clicks into place. Make sure the fuel tank vent is opened so that air can get in. So there's good water flow from the engine. The earmuffs seem to be working fine. Push the engine stall switch to run. Flip out the fuel. Press the button a few times to pump some fuel into the engine. And finally pull the a stream of water going, which indicates good fuel flow, water flow. No oil light on. Keep it on for 3 minutes, push in the choke. Idle is high, but that will lower down to about 700 to 800, which is normal as the engine warms up. And we need to do this for about 3 minutes or so until the engine reaches operating temperature. I left the motor running for a while. Exhaust still looks good. Nice stream of water coming out the end. You can see the RPMs, they've now increased 960. The motor's warmed up around 960 RPM at idle. Now what I want to do is clean out the gas from the float bowl of the motor. To do that, I have to run the motor float bowl until it goes completely dry and shuts off on its own. So I disconnect the tank. The tank is now disconnected. I shut off the tank. Air valve. motor is still running fine. It'll keep running until the gas in the float bowl runs out, and then it'll stop working. It'll run a little bit leaner all the time until it stops finally. So finally the float bowl gas has been drained out. I then put the protective cap back on the fuel lines. Put my motor to the off position. And finally I need to shut off the water. Following this, we have to do the oil draining now that the engine is warm, and the gear case draining, both of which are important now that the engine's been warmed up nicely. So pulling off the muffs of the engine completely. Now we have to tilt the engine up, followed by draining the oil. So now I have tilted it up using this lever to tilt it up and down. I also have a disused container. I also have a rare earth magnet. This is for checking the oil for magnetic, basically iron filings, which indicate a problem with the engine. And this is the oil drain plug. You also have to change the gear case oil because this is an annual service. So I'll start out by removing the plug for the oil. It's important to wear gloves for this because you need a 5/8 socket which fits into the thing like so. And you can turn it. I typically use a rubber hammer to untighten it until it becomes finger loose, and then you can do it with your fingers. Make sure you're wearing gloves. Place your oil bucket. And be careful, oil is hot. It's being heated by the engine. There you go. Now you're supposed to lower your outboard for a good 20 seconds, leave it like that, flip it up again, and then empty out whatever oil is left in the engine. Once this is finished draining. So that ensures that there's no residue oil in the engine left, and also clean out the bolt with basically the plug. With water, wash it a little bit, and then before you put on the plug again, you'll have to coat it with a light amount of new engine oil. That way it will stay nice and lubricated. Put the motor down again, and what they don't tell you is that when the motor goes down, a huge amount of oil will come out and spray out basically. So you've got to watch for that. Put down rags, put down some paper towels, and that should be it. So one more time, raise the motor again, and then some more oil will come out, and then you have to just repeat the process once. Okay, so now I've pushed it up and down a few times. No more oil is leaking out of it. Now the next step is to get the gear case oil out, which is this one here, which is equally messy. Make sure you position your oil container below it, which is making a mess, but that's typical of engines. And you've got to undo this one here, which says oil, and there's basically a vent here which has to be undone as well. So I'm going to do that right now. Anyway, so I used a plier with a screwdriver to undo the bolt because it's so jammed up. But here we go. So the gear case oil. And some more messy oil comes out. It's not expected. And there's going to be about 200 ml of oil, so once we open the top thing, it's really going to pour out. Okay, so the oil is now drained. I have removed the two, and these washers have to be replaced according to Mercury, so I will do that. They don't seem to be very damaged, but still have to replace them. You can see the gear case vent 1, gear case vent 2, and no more oil is dripping into the pan. 1 or 2 drops left. That's about it. Now I'll block off the propeller and start on the next step, which is inspections. So I use a wooden block and I put it in the propeller. That way the propeller is blocked off. Okay, so my block of wood is placed, blocking off the propeller. I'm going to remove the propeller, but first we have to unplug the spark plug leads, which are these. One, and you can see the spark plug in there. There's the spark plug, there's the lead, and here's number 2. These are pretty tight, so I have to pull them. Don't use any sharp objects. So, and it snaps out. That's the spark plug lead and the spark plug. So 1 and 2. You can see this wire goes to my RPM gauge, which basically allows it to calculate the RPM from the spark plug firings. And I also like to open the oil, so any excess oil stuck in there, I'll clean this out. So you can see there's some dirty oil there, which I will clean out. And also there's the oil dipstick, which needs to be cleaned because it's got dirty oil on it. This one looks okay, but I'll clean it with the cloth anyway, so